Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about Marvel's Agents of S.h.i.e.L.D. Season 4, Episode 19. It's called All the Madame's Men. Full spoilers for the episode, as always. So first thing, there was a nice little Easter egg near the start of this episode. I don't know if you noticed it. There was a little Bill Paxton Easter egg.
I didn't know. I didn't
No, it
catch
was,
it.
so we see this, Bakshi's, but obviously he was in earlier seasons, he was
Hmm.
Whitehall's assistant. Sort of English Iris, Hydra did, and it was just before we sort of, it's like he starts talking, the camera pans over all the monitors as before they go into the studio. On a
Yeah.
lot of the screens in the background, there's like a in memoriam. It's like a Paxton's character. It says American
Oh.
Hero, and it was his picture that was on it. So
All right. I missed that.
that was a nice little
That's nice.
touch. Yeah, no, it's a cool little thing. So this episode, it was kind of, it feels like we've propelled into the sort of, not the end game necessarily, but like we've got 3 episodes left. It really feels like this was a shift because we've went from both Sky and Gemma being kind of ignored and like not knowing,
Yeah.
like they're kind of like held captive or whatever. And obviously we knew that was about to end because Sky gets her powers, and again her rock blowing up, away from her
Still
was
cool.
was still cool. I will say this, like, how is it that a single episode of Agents of S.h.i.e.L.D. has better action than an entire season of Iron Fist? Answer me
I
that
know.
question.
It's you know that where they come out with the gun sequence where the two of them are going to escape.
And it's just gunplay. There's no special powers or anything. Just gunplay.
No, and it's phenomenal. You got majors that flip at the end. You know the
Flip it
jump
in.
and
Yeah, one
oh
of them like grabs a guy and uses him as human shield. I think it was Sky, and like he gets shot.
it's
And
so good.
everything's just way better shot than Iron Fist was. It's insane. I don't know how this network show does it compared to that, but it's not really this. I mean, this is going above and beyond, but Iron Fist is also going above. What was the word? Something in below, under and
Yeah.
below. I've never had to say the opposite before. I
No, I
had to
mean
think about it.
no,
It's
it's
been
just shit.
under than below. But no, their escape was great. Madame Hydra, I suppose to call her, fucking Ada. She like gets quaked out of the. I believe it's the same elevator that was in Winter Soldier. The one
Yeah.
that was on the outside to the building,
Yeah.
or at least was at the glass, and she goes flying out the thing, and it was a great opening.
She drops quite a while.
She does. A very energetic opening. Really got me pumped up for the episode, which is really, really cool. Set the tone. It made it feel like big things are happening. We learn a lot, of course, about what's going on here. The machine that's getting built, which turns out is not being built in the digital world. She's using Fitz in the digital world to sort of, kind of like
Engineer
do
it.
the science of it, yeah, the engineering. But then it's getting built in the real world by Russian McVillain man. The
Yeah, he,
superior.
he had a handful of scenes, and he's not any more interesting.
No, he's not. But he's fine now because he's just a tool for Ada. He's just what he is. He's not.
He's literally a robot now.
Yeah, but Simmons, of course, tracks this place down. She puts two and two together with what's happening. Ada wants to circumvent her programming, her rules, and to do that, she wants to become a real person. So this Darkhold project, this Looking Glass, it's all to achieve that in the real world.
The question is that how we get Ward back in the real world? Perhaps.
I mean, if yeah, well, because there's also that moment where Fitz is pissed that she's been injured, she's been attacked,
Yeah.
and she's like, so I can go to this real world or whatever, and he says, take me with you, and I'm like, oh god, is she going to take this version of Fitz and put it in
I know.
Fitz's body, and we're going to have that like evil Fitz in the real world?
Well, that's the thing. Does she put it in Fitz's body, or does she make a new body? I don't know. With this machine, because that's clearly what this machine can do, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah,
So, and then we have two Fitzes running around.
yeah, but then is the real Fitz gone? Like, or does the real Fitz just go back into his own body as is, and we have an evil Fitz as well? It feels much crueler to put it into
Yeah.
Fitz's real body and have evil Fitz, and like maybe the plot of like the next arc of season 5 would be trying to. They still have to snap Fitz out of it because he's still evil, even though everyone's in the real world.
Yeah. Oh man, that'd be brutal.
Yeah, I don't know. It's good stuff. But so we have all this. Obviously, I think everything comes to an end because May, of course, is full on the side now. She's with Sky. They escape. They get to the contacts. Mac and Coulson come and rescue them. And Sky's like kicking herself because like, oh yeah, the secret base was just our base. I should have thought of that. So that's pretty funny. Her stuff with Ward. Actually, before we even get to her stuff with Ward, I want to talk about Coulson's scene with Ward early on. When Coulson kind of becomes the director almost in this scene where he's in the office and he starts like thinking the ideas. A
Yeah.
couple of great touches. The one that I really liked was when Ward tries to go leave. Coulson puts his hand on his chest to stop him and says no. And it's the same hand. And it was just, oh man, it was just a nice subtle little touch. And the fact that Victoria Hand is the one that went and recruited Ward. Like, just these little details that just mean something if you've been, if you remember all the past seasons and all that. It gives it this extra little layer. But no, Ward with Skye in her scene, I was really glad because I was really worried that they were going to have Skye get affectionate towards him. And maybe like not necessarily want to kiss him, but give him a kiss just so he'd feel better, like for him, not because she needs it. But I thought that made maybe feel a bit forced out of character for her. Like, I don't really believe she would do that, even though it is a different version of him. So I liked where they ended the scene. I liked that she was like, "Look, I'm going to throw you a bone. I think there was maybe good in him all the time, and that's why you're good in here, right? So you're getting a kind of a compliment there." And she's acknowledging that. Because it's kind of the same thing, where we've got this evil, bastardized version of Fitz, but the idea is that could have been Fitz with these differences in place. Yeah. So her acknowledging that at least gives him this weird sense of closure.
Yeah, I think it's the idea that because Hydra's out in the open, he didn't need to turn, and it's like, so he ended up being for the other side anyway.
It's almost like he has to fight against the thing in power, rather than...
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely I think even if we don't get more Ward, even if he doesn't come out into the world in either a robot or whatever, at least this gives his character this weird extra sense of closure where, okay, maybe he's more of a tragic villain than he is just a straight villain.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he could have been someone better with the right circumstances, and we get to see that. So a big part of the plot, of course, is that May's got this body cam footage of everything that happened in the last episode, and the plan is to broadcast it and try and get support for... Oh, by the way, I loved the full-on... It reminded me of XCOM 2, actually. How there was like these wanted like billboards playing like videos of like May and Skye.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that in XCOM 2, the video game. I know you know it's a video game. I'm saying for everyone else who might not play video games, it's a video game. But your soldiers, your team in that, you start seeing like wanted like holograms in the missions and stuff. It reminded me of that. The way there's this big wanted billboard for those two. So they want to play this footage back and try and like turn the public against Hydra, try and gain support, which it seems like they are, because like at the end, like people apparently come to the station and like Ward's ready to start shooting his way out, and no, it's people who are here for support.
Yeah.
And so we might have a bit of a resistance, and of course the idea is that, as Coulson brings up, okay, our goal is to get out, but because we don't know what these coordinates are. They keep talking about these coordinates that Radcliffe has said this is the back door.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, we're not going to be able to get there. It's like,
which either makes me think it's right in the middle of the Triskelion, or it's in the middle of the White House, somewhere like that, somewhere that it'd be so fortified right now.
Yeah. Definitely.
They have to like bring down Hydra first. So to save themselves, they have to save the world, as Coulson said. But they're going to show in this video, they hijack the newsroom, this TV broadcast station, and we don't see Coulson's thing being recorded. We just know he's about to do it, and we have this little moment with him and May, where they have this moment of like, yeah, I remember doing this before with the tie. Nice little moment of recollection. But I kind of like knew that I was okay. This is going to be the end. I mean, obviously we get the post scene, but
yeah, but this felt like the music starts ramping up.
It was because they didn't show it. Like obviously once it's playing, it felt like the end of the episode because the music was ramping up. But even as soon as he came and said, "Okay, that's that done," I'm like, "All right, you're going to show this at the end of the episode. Then this is going to be the uplifting message at the end." Which he did slip in the phrase "alternative facts." We're seeing that a lot.
Yeah, that's well, twice this week already.
Perhaps even more contextual for this show and the plot that it's doing right now. But no, his speech was a little bit uplifting because he kind of called it as he was building to the end. Like he's going to end this by saying he's an agent of S.h.i.e.L.D.
Yeah, but it's still a proper fist pump moment, isn't it?
It is. It's that cool thing where like I don't know if you ever watched Married with Children, the sitcom. No. I like that show, but there's an episode. It's like that ran like 9 seasons. I want to say this is like deep into like 5, season 6, something like that. And there's an episode where he finally says the phrase "married with children," and it's kind of that thing where you have the character finally just say. I mean, that's not to say that they've never said the phrase "agents of S.h.i.E.L.D." before, but it's never meant something. It's just like we're agents of S.h.i.E.L.D., whatever.
There's the Family Guy bit on that
Oh,
where
really? Yeah.
Peter laughs at. There's just a scene of every time that in a movie where they say the title and he's
Right.
like,
Okay.
they
Yeah.
said it.
Yeah. Which honestly, if it's played well, it can be a really good moment because it
Yeah,
means something. And here it does mean something because he's announcing, like, I should have been this, and this is an evil world, and I'm trying to. So
yeah.
when the music spells up, the main theme plays, and he says, "I'm Agent of Shield. My name's Phil Coulson. I'm Agent of Shield." It's like, yeah, it's
So what? Speaking of the main theme, there is a wonderful Hydra-ized rendition of
Is
it.
this when Fitz was doing the hologram stuff?
Yes, it is.
Yes, yeah,
It's fantastic. I love it.
yeah. It was good. He's working on the project, and he's got this Tony Stark-esque hologram that he's
Mm.
manipulating. Which, by the way, I want to say, I mean, obviously it doesn't always look movie good by any means, but like the amount of effects work they put into these episodes and like how it typically holds up fairly well. Like just something because the Triescalon's a CG, and there's that shot near the start where the camera is an aerial shot and it zooms, it tracks right
Yeah,
in and goes through the hole in the window to where Fitz
yeah.
is, and it's like that's a good shot.
Looks good. Yeah, and like you say, even like these smaller things like the holograms, they add up.
Yeah, there's a lot of effects work in this show. Like I'm almost impressed to get enough of a budget to even do it, even if it's not quite up to the like big $200 million movie standard that we're
No,
used
but
to seeing.
it's so crazy the level we're at on TV now, though.
Yeah, it was like the building going down last week. We seen it again here in the previous year and stuff. The final explosion did look kind of shitty, but like the first parts of it looked quite good. So
Yeah,
it's hit and miss, but like for the amount they need to pump out on the basis, the schedule they need to pump it out on, they do a pretty decent job.
oh, definitely.
So speaking of Sky, quaking back the grenade launcher shell into the car,
So cool.
I approve. I
Yeah.
approve of this
I mean,
development.
she had what three good Quake moments in this one. She had the Hydra out the window, grenade, and then to the newsreader guy.
I'd argue four because technically the Terrigen rock breaking off of her is also
I suppose.
it's not a fight moment, but it's a pretty big cool moment.
Yeah.
I will
Okay.
say, so between that last week and then Coulson this week, that's two pretty good like fist pumping endings. Where like, yes, good guys are
Would
coming
you a
back.
downer?
We are. I mean, we did have. I mean, we had Mace dying last week. It's not like we didn't have a downer before that scene.
That's true.
But then again, if the finale's technically a two-parter, 'cause we've got 3 episodes left. They're not airing the final two together that they have done the last couple of seasons. But if it's still kind of a two-parter, I'd almost expect the end of next week's to be the oh crap, things are bad before
Yeah,
the
at its worst.
yeah. I would expect it. I mean, I wouldn't put money on it, but I'd expect it. Yeah. So Fitz's dad's a prick, beats up Radcliffe. So
That's
we had
actually surprisingly brutal as well, the way it's filmed.
it was. I think it helps that the actor he looks pretty. He looks like a gruff dude. Like you
He's,
expect
he's
him
quite an
again.
imposing figure, isn't he?
Yeah, and his voice is quite imposing. And he's like. So that, yet again, we had this scene with two Scottish characters, two older Scottish men, just having
Yeah.
a fight.
This is my exact vision of what I think of when I think of Scotland. Just two dudes beating on each other.
That's racist. Shut up. But no, so what I actually relate to this scene though is I like that for as dodgy as Radcliffe's been, for all the side-minded schemes he's had, for all the doing things behind backs and backstabbing and all these things he's done, I actually believe he cares about Fitz. And I believe
Absolutely.
that when he starts his speech here, when he talks about the real world and what his father is in the real world, like you're a pathetic man who's a drunk and doesn't recognise the genius that is Fitz, and like it was like, oh man, I'm rooting for Radcliffe now. Like, they've
Yeah.
got me on his side.
Again,
This is great.
he's all over the place in terms of is he evil? I kind of love him. Oh, he's evil again. Wait, hang on, this is cool.
He is. Honestly, I was rooting for him, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I see him not getting out because obviously his body's dead, so he can't really get out anyway. But like, I see him having quite a sort of redemptive end here, like in here where he helps everyone else, and he's like, right, I messed up. This is
No,
redemption.
I expect that. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like he's going to have that kind of ending, and that should be quite interesting. And the idea that he feels like Fitz's surrogate dad, and like then his real
Yeah.
dad's there, and he's an asshole, and yeah, it makes for a lot of good thematic stuff going on.
Definitely.
Yeah, so we have all this stuff. Also, Sky's reaction to Trip being alive was a nice little. It's
It
like,
was good. Yeah.
you mean Trip? That's the best news I've had in weeks. Oh dear. I thought it was a solid. Do you know what I think impressed me about this episode is that it wasn't necessarily the best episode ever. It didn't have maybe the biggest moments that we've had in other ones recently. I think this is the episode that we typically feel like it was one of those. We sometimes talk about the moving the pieces around the chessboard episodes. This feels like it could have just felt like one of those, but they actually packed enough little emotion into it and good action scenes that it didn't feel like it.
Yeah, that's if you look at it from a plot perspective, that's exactly what it is. It's going from okay, we're on the back foot to we're taking it to them and going into the end game of the season here.
Yeah,
this was that episode.
Yeah, it's getting all the characters in the right places, and sometimes in the past, while S.H.I.E.L.D's been very consistent otherwise, it can occasionally have these episodes where it just feels like, all right, we're moving everything into the right place, but in and of itself, it wasn't satisfying. Whereas honestly, I feel like this one was, because it did have these emotional beats. It had that fist pumpy moment with Coulson at the end. It had the cool action sequences.
Yeah,
and stuff like
definitely.
that. And that scene with Fitz's dad and Radcliffe, like that was a genuinely good scene.
Yeah, exactly. It was still a very good episode. It just wasn't maybe as great as some of the previous ones.
And I'm really worried. Some people were speculating in the comments last week that what brings Fitz out of it is going to be killing Simmons. And
I'm sure I said that in the video.
Yeah, but I'm just like, it's such a dark thing. Like I don't like no.
I know. I'm terrified. It's gonna look. We've only gone one season so far without something terrible happening to them at the end.
Oh god, this whole thing's terrible for them. No, we don't need a final capper on it.
I know, but do they dare resist that? Because they subverted expectations last year by something terrible didn't happen, and then they go okay, you thought we broke the curse, but it's back with a vengeance.
But Fitz will legitimately commit suicide if he does this.
I know.
There's no getting out of it. Like, have him almost do it. Have him have the knife to her throat, have the gun in her face, and almost do it, and then have him click right then.
But see, that's the thing. It's like I don't want it to happen because, like I said last week, man tears will be shed. But oh man, you can see the story potential, can't you?
Don't do it.
I know.
I will be heartbroken. This would be like if you're watching The Office and then Jim and Pam are about to get together, then they kill one of them off. Like, just imagine how you'd feel.
It's not even just killing one of them off, though. This is like Jim snapping and slicing Pam's throat.
Yeah, don't do it. God damn it, don't do it.
Oh man.
Oh dear.
I'm scared it's going to happen, though. I really am.
I live in hope. I live in hope that that's not where we go with this. I really do. Like I say, I kind of like my idea that we'll still have evil Fitz going into next season in the real world.
I prefer that. I prefer that much so because it means we don't have to be heartbroken.
Yeah, there's hope that we'll still get him fixed at some point, and it'll be a great moment. But then I'm worried, like, what if Fitz remembers everything he did, and he feels so guilty that he's still messed up, and
yeah, he's screwed either way at this point, I think.
It'll be a happy ending. Everything will be happily ever after.
Oh yeah. This show loves happy endings, doesn't it?
I mean, I know Mace is dead, but I'll forgive that. We just have a happy ending otherwise. I can't be having Fitz and Simmons having a sad ending. Like, you know what?
Again,
it's just they are the best world want in the couple on the television at the moment, and I cannot have them being ruined.
I'm thinking about it happening, and
okay, I guess that wraps up this week's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. review. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you thought of the episode in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Get us on Twitter, @mail_fuzz for channel updates. Individual Twitters are on the screen. But that's us, guys. So thanks for watching. Have you got any vanilla?